Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I wanted to talk on this video game called Operator because here's the thing. I have mixed feelings about this game. Like, I definitely will watch somebody playing this game on Twitch, see some TikToks, might want to check those out and stuff. I don't mind the game's existence, but when I play it, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not expecting the developers to listen to my requests and all of that. But that's the thing. You have to understand that there's people coming from all audiences that's going to be playing this game. So when I played it, I've tried to give it a couple of chances. The first time, I really don't remember too much of it. But the second time around, the one thing that I did not like, and I'm like, bruh, I don't understand why you would think that it would be a good idea to, for one, I guess if they want to add like NPCs to the game to have it where it's a little bit more easier to play, then it's like, okay, then do that. But if not, most likely a person is going to be playing that game by themselves. I feel like it's very rare when you see people like a friend group, because it's usually going to be a friend group where they all, content creators that can afford to go out and get whatever game. But that's the thing where it's like a lot of developers, they be doing that, making it where these games is co-op based, and then that they don't want to add no NPCs. So I'm like, bruh, my friends are not going to jump up and buy every single game that I tell them about. If that was the case, then I'm like, bruh, a lot of my friends would be broke. I'm saying if it was left up to buy every single game because I'm a content creator, my friends aren't content creators. The friends that I do play games with, it's very rare, but even then still, they're not going to still go out and buy every single game that I want to play. So that's the thing. You either need to have it where it's like, okay, get the game, get a copy for free to give out to a friend, or if you're a content creator and you want to do a giveaway, either way, it's like you need to have it where the game is a little bit more accessible. All right. So, but anyways, the last time playing this game, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give it a chance. I seen that they was coming out with a new update, so I was like, all right, cool. I'll see what this game is all about. They have it set up where it's a deep in depth like gun customization. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't know, like stuff like this, it bothers me because when I see a game where there's an option or an opportunity to add character customization, I'm not trying to have it where I'm like a deep in, deep in depth character customization, but at least have it where it's like, everybody is looking different. Everybody can look unique. I think they have it where you can change their outfits, but that's about it. Like, you can't change the character skin, you can't add facial hair, you can't, give them no scars. I'm trying to think what else. But then again, it's like, they don't even need to do all of that. They could just have it where it's like, okay, choose this character, choose that character, choose, just so it's unique and different. That's the thing where I'm like, you'll have like that customization option, but there ain't no character customization. What's up with that? Like that kind of confuses me when I see that. So, but anyways, I'm like, I can see past that. I want to play a game. I'm not playing this game for the character customization. I'm playing it because I want to have fun with this. So, anyways, I play the game. First mission they have you do is you're raiding a house at night when it's pretty much, it's pitch black. You can't really see a whole lot and stuff. So, I managed to take out everybody in the house. Like, I actually was doing pretty decent. I was doing pretty good. And then I think it came down to me going into the basement. The basement, again, it's dark outside, so that means it's going to be dark in the house. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see. And I was like, I think I had turned up the brightness too, and it was still dark. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you assume that everybody that plays this game is Bane? I'm not Bane, bro. I'm not Bane, Batman. I'm not Daredevil, nobody. I need light. And so, I don't know, maybe they have it where you can add a light to your gun, but if not, then I'm like, okay, who do you think I am? I'm like, I don't know my way around this house. Half the time I don't be knowing the way around my own house. So you're expecting me to know about there's areas of my house that I haven't even explored yet. So what makes you think that I'm going to know everything I need to know about this house? And it's like, you're assuming that, oh, you watched some TikTok videos, you had to have seen some content, so you should know based off of that. No. A lot of the times when I play a game, I just want to play the game for the first time and watch limited content on it. Yes, I have seen some content where it leaves me interested into the game, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to see too much because I don't want to spoil the game for myself in case if there isn't. Well, yeah, because Operator don't really have no story mode to it and stuff. It's just pretty much you go to areas and kill off all the bad guys and leave. So they don't really have like no goal, I guess, at the end of the game. And I'm not saying that they need to have a story, but I think that with these military / SWAT type games, they should have like a character, not like really a character skill system, but they should have something in there where you can level up your character. So yeah, they should have something like that. You create a character, you start off as like a rookie or whatever you want to call it, but then you work your way up and things, but you unlock more missions, you unlock new weapons, you unlock, like, there's a reason to play the game. But it's in one game that I can think of where they didn't do it like that, and it just kind of seems like it's, you just wanted more so people to test out things in the game. And that's the thing, I get that you want people to test out your game, but you have to give us a reason to play your game. But anyways, a game that's kind of like Operator, but Ground Branch. I tried to play that game a while back, and a few times over the years, and I'm like, yeah, if you guys are gonna do something with this game, you better do it, because if not, I think there are gonna be a lot of people upset that they went out and bought this game and y'all ain't doing nothing with it. So, but anyways, back to Operator. So, getting to the basement part of the mission. So this was even the bad part of my time playing this game. The bad part, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So I go in the basement. There was a guy down there. I was trying to shoot him and things, couldn't figure out where he was. I can't remember if it was that session or the next session. I can't remember if I died. I have to go back and check, but it's been a while since I played that game, so I'll have to check through a lot of different Twitch VODs and stuff. But so anyways, then I went back to play the game again. I'm like, okay, I couldn't figure it out this time. I think I got it this time around. All right. I go into the game. I see the bad guys. I get the shooting. No ammo. What's going on? What's happening? Okay, let me press the R button, which is reload. I press the R button. No reloading was happening. Do you know that with this game you have to go through it's like the customization or loadout area, and you have to select the ammo that you want? Fam, my thing is this, right? Whatever ammo I had before, that's what ammo I want every single time. My thing is this, right? Because it doesn't tell you that you need ammo for your gun. It ain't like there's a thing popping up saying no ammo or whatever and stuff. They just assume that, you know to bring it. No, I don't. The thing is that if you're assuming that I'm a military guy, I'm a SWAT team person, or some secret whatever team, no. I am a content creator in Seattle, Washington. I don't have no background history of me being in the... But my thing is this, though, right? If I would have had a background history of me being in the military or SWAT team or whatever, I think that I would have common sense to bring ammo with me and stuff, right? So I know people are going to try to use my own words against me. They're going to like, well, you should have did that with Operator. Question, how many times have you ever had to do that in any other military game that's available? I ain't never had to do that in Call of Duty. I ain't never had to do that in Arma. I don't even think in them like milsim games like Squad you have to do stuff like that. And I feel like that's a way more advanced game than Operator. Ready or Not, 6 Days in Fallujah, Gray Zone Warfare. Well, actually, you know what? No, Gray Zone Warfare. At least my thing is this. You can see. I don't think they have like no inventory thing, not that I know of, where it lets me know how much ammo I have. But at least with Gray Zone Warfare, there's a button that you can press to see how much ammo that you have. So that's the thing. You not telling people that, and then it's like, what am I supposed... How am I supposed to go about playing the rest of this game? Because as I'm playing it, I'm getting more upset. I'm getting more angry when playing the game. And I don't like that. I don't like being upset and angry when playing the game. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there saying it's a skill issue. No, that is a lack of development on the developer's part. That's the one thing that I can't stand in today's modern society of gaming, is that a lot of people like to jump up and defend stuff like that. There's no defense for that. I guarantee and I promise you, let it have been a big enough content creator where, yeah, they have a little bit more influence and they saying the same thing that I'm saying, everybody will be running with what they said. But it's, oh, you're a small content creator. You don't have an army behind you. You don't have nobody behind you to back up your statements on the game. So therefore, oh, we just gonna rush in on your video or stream or whatever. And that's the thing where I'm like, if you want to say that it's a skill issue, fine. Go ahead and say that it's a skill issue. You're not going to have me convinced that it's a skill issue when I've been playing video games for well over 20 years and I ain't never had to do no stuff like that. So yeah, I'm like, but I had to say Gray Zone Warfare, it being the one game where I'm like, that's the one game where you have to make sure of it that you have ammo taken with you and stuff. But again, if you're low on ammo. And it's like, yeah, and there's been times where I've had to I've went out and I'm like, oh dang, I forgot to add ammo to this magazine. Guess what they have? They have areas in the game where you could go and go there and get some ammo. And it's like, I think, yeah, it's like a campsite or whatever it is and stuff. But anyways, they at least the thing is this, all right? And this is my issue with Operator. I'm not having fun when playing the game. Now, I'm not saying that that's other people's, they feel the same way. If you're having fun with the game, hey, more power to you. But that doesn't change how I feel about the game. Because I know there's going to be people out there that's going to hear this podcast episode. They're going to want to argue with me about Operator, make it seem like it's the greatest game since Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. It's not. It's not even better than Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. I had more fun playing that game on the PSP than I did with Operator. Operator is definitely one of those games where I'm like, they should have had a demo. They should have had a demo, had it where it's like, okay, if you could get past the demo, then play the game. But at least tell you, when you need things, like inform you, let you know. Because my thing is this, right? Let's just say I was in the military. Let's say, we were doing that mission. Them guys was taking out Osama bin Laden, right? Wouldn't it make sense to tell me that I need to bring these essential things? Now, yes, it should be, my job to tell myself that I need to bring these things. But if a person doesn't know, how am I supposed to know? So that's why I'm like, again, that's what they got like training and all of that stuff for. That's the demo side of things. And then the real deal is, yeah, when you actually go out and do the mission. But switching it back to this video game, that's when you go out and buy the game. And it's like, okay, I prepared myself in the demo. Now it's time to play the game. And I honestly, when I see things like this, I really see it as a scam to just like, okay, we're going to get people to buy this game, come out with an update every 4 to 5 months. There's really not a whole lot of content with that game. Like, no, if you play Operator, it's pretty much, you'll have more fun playing games like Ready or Not or 6 Days in Fallujah. At least like with games like that, they got a little bit more going on, or even Gray Zone Warfare. But with a game like Operator, it's a game that you have to play with friends. Or I guess like if you are one of those people that like to play tactical shooters and all of that, and you like to explore, because I know that's how I am with racing games and stuff. So I guess if you are one of those people that like to play tactical shooters, then yeah, go ahead, give the game a try. But I'm warning you, I'm letting you know, you're most likely, if you have fun with the game, then cool. It's just you're one of those people that can enjoy the little things, when it comes down to a video game. But I can't be that person to, buy this game, get stuck with it, and then, some time done pass, and then it's like, oh, the developers then disappeared. That didn't happen to me one too many times where I'm like a developer then disappeared with a video or with my money and stuff, and then giving me a halfway made video game. I'm not with that, so, but yeah, with Operator, it's one of those games where I'm like, the developers need to understand that people want to have fun when they play in a video game. I'm not trying to actually get a feel of what it's like to be some SWAT team guy or a military guy, some Secret Service, whatever and stuff, where I'm raiding a house or whatever. I'm trying to play a game and have fun. It's stuff like that where it's like, if I'm playing a video game, like a racing game, for an example, right? And they're all like, oh, you got to change your oil. You got to replenish the gas. You got to, do all these like things that's going to cause you, it's going to cause an inconvenience and stuff. And I'm like, fam, I'm just trying to play a racing game. If they had it set up where I was constantly have to fill up my gas in Forza, I probably wouldn't have been halfway done with that game. Because in one game that I can think of where they was doing that. And I'm like, rather than worried about stuff like that, you guys should have been worried about the gameplay. But Car X Street, that's one racing game where I'm like, man, at first when playing it, you think you're having fun with it. But then as the time goes on, it's like, this ain't it. This ain't one of those games. I'm like comparing it to I guess like a game that is a little bit more realistic than Car X Street, not Grid, but Gran Turismo. Grid Legends is actually a decent game. But Gran Turismo, I have to say, out of all of the racing games that I played, like which one is the most realistic, Gran Turismo. That's the one game where it's like, now that's a racing sim, you know. But and that's the thing. I'm like, I know that Car X, that's more of like of an arcade racing game. But that's the thing though. Okay, make it into an arcade racing game. Don't try to have it where it's like, because I think some people, they try to, you know, do their version of Simcade where it's half simulation and half arcade, and then they end up doing it wrong. And I'm like, no, you either need to, and that's how I usually see the one game that I can think of where I'm like, I feel like they did really good when it came to the Simcade stuff was Dirt 4, a racing game. And no, they had it set up where it was like, it looked realistic, but it played like an arcade game. And that's the one thing that I can respect about that game. But yeah, Car X Street, I was like, nah, bro. I guess like how I feel about Car X Street, if you're somebody that plays tactical shooters, that's going to be your Car X Street. You might have fun with it at first, but eventually at some point in time, you're going to be like, dang, bro, this ain't it. This ain't that type of game. You know, I wish I wouldn't have got stuck with that. I wish I wouldn't have dumped so many hours into it, so at least then I could get my money back. I mean, if you want to play the game, hey, play it. But I personally recommend waiting until that game is on sale or something, because getting it even at the price that they're asking for, it's I think $20, yeah, $19.99. I was like, nah, bro. Even then, it's just to me not worth it. I'm like $10 game at most, but even then, that might be a stretch and stuff. I just don't like spending money on games where I'm like, fam, I'm not having fun with this game, you know. So, but anyways, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.